Hello everyone, I'm Jack and I'm back and update you on what's going on. It's not a pleasant looking day, but it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, so I've got to be out here and doing some work. All right, so I've screwed the new wheel well piece that I made into the fender. So there's the wheel well piece, there's the fender, there's one of the screws, there's another one. There's one there, and there's one there. At some point, there's a step there between those two because this fender is behind, the wheel well piece is behind. So I've got to fix that. There's also this gap that I've got covered up with tape and flat black spray paint. And it's starting to peel now because it rained. I need to connect the two. So the first thing I needed to do was figure out, is the wheel well opening exactly where it belongs? Well, if I check back here, it is. It's dead even right here with the back edge of the C8 fender. You can't see it because I've got a plastic bag and a sheet to keep from damaging the car. Actually, the sheets to keep from damaging the car, the black plastic is so that you don't see that color. It was making it hard to see what was going on. All right, so once I did that, it's similar to the same color, close enough. And so it allowed me to get back and look at it. I'll back up and you can see that. But if I follow along, this edge matches the C8 close to perfectly. All right, now my concern was, well, is it centered on the wheel? So I just happen to have this 2x2, which is actually 1.5. And I put it in here, and sure enough, look at that. It is spot on, okay? Come up here, it's spot on. Come up here and oops, it's not spot on. But if you look, the factory C8 one isn't. So my question was, should I go through all the hassle of moving all of this back to make it match, to make it exactly the same as the wheel opening? And I've come to the conclusion, no, if the C8 didn't, maybe GM did that for a reason. Maybe when you turn this way, this back edge of the tire comes out further and they needed that extra half an inch or so. So rather than redesign it and find out that I shouldn't have, I'm going to go ahead and match what the C8 did. So that means that everything is actually where it belongs, how it should be. Now, the problem I keep having is this will not stay where it belongs. There's the actual edge of the fender. If I push it in, that's where it belongs and it lines up. But if I let it fall loose, it doesn't. All right, so I need to do that. The other thing is when I do this, it hits right there. So I need to cut this to match the C8 right there. And that's it. So two things I need to do. One, I need to connect these two together. And then two, I need to figure out exactly where the edges are, trim it, and then mount it. I think the first step is to match these two together, attach these two together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, and then I've got to get rid of the step there. And there's a big step there because that's sticker right there. So what I'm going to do is I am going to attach these two together. Well, I don't want to unscrew it because these screws locate everything and pretty much everything is spot on, or spot on as I'm going to get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tape off and I am going to fill in this gap right here with fiberglass. Just trying to figure out what to use to fill it. I could use metal, but I also realized, wait a minute, a plastic bottle, like a milk jug, or maybe the, yeah, it's gonna have to be a milk jug. I was going to use the plastic jugs that the polyester resin came in, but they're curved, and so that would tend to make a curve here. And if you look, this thing is straight up and down. I mean, so I would be fighting with it if I tried to use that. So instead of using that, I just realized a milk jug, actually anything that's plastic and fiberglass doesn't stick to, would work. So the idea would be, take this off, put the plastic behind this fender. pull this off. It's gonna have to come off anyway. All right, so put the plastic behind this fender, cut this to where it's at the right spot. You can see it's real close anyway. Or I could put it in front. Yeah, I could put it in front. Anyway, make it to where I span that gap, but it's off by the thickness of the material, which is about 1/10 of an inch. And then when I put the fiberglass on top of it, then this will all come out even enough, and I can, you know, body work the last little bit. Once I do that, then I'll take my vibrating tool and come along here and cut it just like that. And then I will take these screws out, and actually the screws won't be holding anymore. Push this out to where it meets dead flush with that. Fiberglass that in place from the back side, so I'll have to rough up the back side. And at the same time, I can do this front side as well. All right, so that's my plan now, my next step. I thought I was going to spend the morning doing adjustments, but I don't need to now, because I've just determined that adjustment's okay. Another thing is the headlights. I've got to figure out what to do there. I did check when I did the last C8, and the wiring on the headlights is really small. I was shocked at how small the wiring gauge is. So I'm afraid it can't handle, the lights that I use for this are not LEDs. So I'm afraid that the current might be an issue. Might have to run relays or something. Not sure what to do there, but I'm hoping that I can kind of cheat, take the headlight covers off, leave this opening there, and then the factory headlights will shine through there enough that I can drive it around and still be able to see. Or maybe I just won't drive it at night or whatever. Anyway, that's an option as well. All right, let's see. I think that's it. So that's what I've got to do. I've got to start doing, I should say. And so with rain looking like it could happen anytime, I'll have to watch out where I am in my fiberglass journey, because fiberglass cannot get wet before it's cured. All right, so you're up to date. Like, subscribe, hit the alert, hit the thanks if you want to donate. And if you don't like what I'm doing, you don't know Jack. Bye.